U.S. Marine and Army veteran and oyster farmer Graham Plattner is challenging Republican Senator Susan Collins of Maine for her seat in the 2026 midterms. Graham has hit the ground running since launching his campaign, hosting over 20 town halls across the state, and has attempted to appeal to Trump voters. Take a look.
So what's your plan for the illegals that are in this state that get free benefits?
They don't.
If you listen to what she was saying, just hear me out. If you listen to what she was saying, at its core, she's angry about the exact same things you are. People are propagandized, people are misinformed, but people are not stupid. And we shouldn't treat them as such. People are angry because they know they're being screwed. They might get lied to, they might get taken in. If somebody robs your neighbor's house, you don't go over there and laugh at them afterwards. They've been taken advantage of. And that's what this is.
All right, and Graham Plattner joins us now, Graham for Maine. Actually, I know someone who works with Graham, so I've heard a lot about you and your campaign. You've raised money in small donations, and you've had some key endorsements. But now, Governor Janet Mills is jumping in the race. How does that change the game for you?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't actually change too much for us, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, I welcome her into the race. It's good. I mean, I think the governor and I have very different politics, different policies. We'll be running very different campaigns, and that's going to give the people of Maine a very good choice to figure out who they want to represent them. The kind of campaign that we're going to run, the one that we've been running, as you've just noticed, it's very ground game focused. It's going out and talking to a lot of people, listening to a lot of people, and we're just going to continue doing that.
Graham, good morning. Let's talk about your potential future colleagues in the Senate, were you to be elected. If you were there now, the Senate, the U.S. government, of course, is shut down. Would you have supported the effort to shut the government down? And what do you think needs to be done for it to be reopened?
I think that the Republicans need to, frankly, give back the money they've taken out of the ACA and out of Medicare and Medicaid. The fight over the extensions, I think, is rather ridiculous. We don't want Americans to lose coverage, and I think that it's good that the Democrats are holding line on it.
So, Graham, stylistically, I was up in Maine actually over the weekend. A lot of people talking about you as a different kind of politician, and they say that in a positive way. They don't have the polish or a career in politics behind you. So when you go out to the town halls like the one we saw, what are people saying to you? What are their biggest concerns? Because sometimes at the national level or on social media, issues are amplified that voters, the people you're talking to, actually don't care about as much as pocketbook issues and healthcare issues. What are you hearing about on the ground?
Costs, healthcare costs, housing costs, costs of daily commodities. I've gone around the state now from Portland all the way to Madawaska, from Rumford to Calais, and it is the same story everywhere you go. People cannot afford childcare. People cannot afford health care. The cost of rent and housing itself has gone through the roof if you're lucky enough to own a home or have a good place to rent. And it is palpable. I mean, you can feel it in every single room. This is what people are concerned about. And they're also very, very angry. They're very angry about the fact that the system has brought them to this point, that we are living in a system that has given them no choices but to struggle daily. And they look at our politics, they look at our politicians, and they see something that doesn't in any way, shape, or form represent them. I will say, if that's something you're also mad about, please go to grahamforsenate.com and sign up to donate. But
well done.
But it really is a deep-seated frustration, and I would say just total disillusionment. And I think the reason why so many people are turning out is that's why I'm in this race, because I'm also, frankly, disillusioned and rather angry about things.
So curious about Susan Collins and Graham Plattner. Can you give us a little more information about you? Why and when? What was the moment that you decided to jump into this race?
Yeah, this was not my idea. I have not lived a life in which I was aspiring to be a United States Senator. I think if anybody looks at my background, that's fairly obvious. But I was asked by some friends in the labor movement and some community groups across Maine to maybe take this on. Frankly, my wife and I were very opposed to it. We don't make a lot of money. We weren't even sure how this would happen. But through them, they kind of offered some early support, and my wife and I had to sit down and decide whether or not we believe in what we believe in, whether or not we think that the kind of life that we've been able to live should be accessible to everybody in our community, and we think it should. And I am running against Susan Collins, of course, but in many ways, this is more of a referendum on the system itself, on establishment politics in this country, one that doesn't represent anybody down here. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat or an independent. Working people in Maine are all getting screwed the exact same way. And I think they're all, frankly, angry about the exact same thing. And there was just an opportunity for me to say something about that. And I've been thinking about it for a long time. And this was an opportunity to put my ethics and my feelings out in the public and do something about it.
Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate in Maine, Marine and Army combat veteran Graham Plattner. Thank you very much for coming on the show this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right.